A lot of culture.
What?
Like art.
Culture. At the club, there's a lot of culture. Hey guys! So today we're talking about something very, very important. If you follow us on Instagram, you know that on the weekends we like to relieve some stress and go out, get this action going. So we thought we would talk about clubbing culture in Korea.
I think this is like universal, but like the more girls you have, the easier time you're gonna have, like slipping in,
just like getting inside. And girls, you know, in Korea you gotta show like a little bit of shoulder. Just makes it easier, honestly. Like, what are you gonna do?
It's just facts.
It's just that's like a universal thing.
Yeah.
But we thought we just like also just pointed out that it is very much here.
Yeah.
So the more ladies, the better.
Sometimes, like, this did happen to our friend once where it was just her and our guy friend. They're not dating, strictly friends, but it was just them two, and they were trying to get into a club, and the bouncer was like, no.
Yeah.
But it was definitely just because he was a guy.
Yeah, and it was just like a one-to-one, and it wasn't because they were both foreigners, because then our other two friends who are both girls, they went to the club and they had no problem getting in.
Yeah,
So next, so just so you know, clubs usually open at 10 around here, and then they close at 6 a.m. So it's like the standard time. I don't know any clubs that like really have different.
Yeah, no. It's definitely no like closing at like 2 or 3 or anything like that.
Yeah,
it's like really
6 a.m.
Yeah,
they go hard.
Like the two like major music options that you have is there's EDM or there's hip hop. And they're completely different, like, obviously, but like the clubs and the vibes, very different. As a side note, like with the EDM clubs, for some reason they're really into like napkins and like toilet paper. It's just like everywhere on the floor.
Yeah, so if you walk in and there's like napkins everywhere, don't be alarmed.
No, it's just someone threw it at
casually.
Yeah. There's also like whistles.
Here they like blow it a lot though.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like in a case, it's just like burr, 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 and then they like grab you and you're like and they also are really into those like blow up sticks, so like everyone just like has those waving around. And then there's like sirens and fire. Just like kind of like a lot happening. If you guys haven't watched our expectations versus reality video, we like semi touch upon this, but it's basically like if you go to any clubs here, regardless, you won't expect, like in the States when we go clubbing, like people are getting it like hard, twerking. Here it's a lot of just like kind of moving and bobbing and then just like trying to find like, you know, someone. But there are 3 main clubs here to know in Seoul specifically. 3 areas. There's HONGDAE, ITAEWON, and Gangnam. And we'll break those down for you guys, so it's just like much more clear, because they're very different. They offer very different things, in my opinion. So now let's break this down. HONGDAE.
Yes. So this is like the so the vibe is like more younger, so it's more college students.
A lot of university students, so you'll find that the clubs are more on the cheaper side. Like the drinks are still more expensive than obviously just buying them outside, but the overall vibe is like more affordable. You'll find that there's not as many like reservations of tables. You'll probably just like freestanding tables for the most part. Entrance fees are usually, for ladies, it's usually free depending on where you're going, or it can go up to like 20 or 30,000 won. And that comes with a free drink, usually.
But be careful. One time we went to a place in HONGDAE and they were like, oh, it's free. So we went, and then when we were like giving them our ID, they wrote 1 a.m. on our hand, and we had to stay there until 1 a.m. or we had to pay.
So yeah, it was free if we stayed past 1 a.m. and it was not a club where I wanted to stay past 1 a.m. Lesson learned, guys. And so in HONGDAE, because the vibe is younger, it's like fresh, you usually don't have to dress up as much, just as long as, this is just like a general for all clubs, but like closed-toed shoes. You can have open-toed shoes, but they have to have a strap around your ankle. So just be cautious of that. That's just like a general rule for all clubs. I think it's like a safety precaution. I don't really know what happened that was like a definitive rule, but guys, like no sandals,
no slippers.
Yeah, that's like a thing. People like wore slippers to the club apparently. But yeah, if you wear more like sneakers in HONGDAE, like that's super cash, that's totally fine. I've seen people in like sweatpants and like a full-on jumpsuit. Totally fine. Yeah, it's trendy. Think like if you're into, think like Zico vibes if you're going to HONGDAE. It's like block, it's like my thought, like block B vibes.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just put this in here. The level of racism from a 1 to 10, I'm gonna give it like a 4 for foreigners. Just because there's really not as much, but it's still like,
it still happens.
It still happens. Like there are many instances, especially at the more popular clubs. Like I've heard at a club where the foreigner girls were made to pay, but like clearly no one else was being made to pay. And at like one of like the major clubs in HONGDAE. So just be like cognizant of that. If you find that you're in a club line that's like making you pay, but like clearly Koreans aren't paying, just go to another club, guys.
Yeah.
There's so many clubs there where foreigners can go for free, just the same as Koreans can go for free. And it's like everyone's treated equal, as we should be. So yeah, just be cognizant of all of that.
Clubs that are like pretty big right now in HONGDAE. Oh, that was the dog.
So there's Gabby, which is owned by YG, and it's just a recently opened club, and it's really popular because they've been having a lot of big celebrities go in and perform. Arya and Cocoon are the big EDM clubs there, and then there's like M2 and NB2, and those are big hip-hop clubs. I think NB2 is also owned by YG, so like YG's got their foot in the door there. There's also Hen's Club and the Mad Holic, which are also hip-hop based, so definitely check those out if you're in the area. Moving on, we have ITAEWON. So the foreigners galore in ITAEWON, obviously. The vibe is like really international with lots of different people from all walks of life.
Entrance fees, most places would be 20,000. Some places are free. It's about like the same price as HONGDAE, I think. And then so clothes, ITAEWON's like really laid back. Like again, I've seen people in like sweatpants or like in the summer in like track shorts. Like, but again, same rule, like you have to have
closed-toed shoes
or
and ankle
a
strap for the ladies.
Yes. And then the racism out of 10, like 2-ish, because it is like where all the foreigners are. So I have heard stories of like some foreigners not being able to get into clubs here, but then they usually say it's because of like some other foreigners like causing problems. So there are some issues like that here, but for the most part you'll be fine.
So some clubs to note here: Boom Bar, Maid, Soap, Cake Shop. What else am I missing? Thursday Party. If you go to Thursday Party, it's like all foreigners though.
And that Thursday Party is like all throughout the country.
Yeah, it's like a chain. And apparently every foreigner like just like the first club they hear is about this Thursday Party because that's where all the foreigners go. We don't know why.
They have free drink, not free. They have
free drinks.
Cheap drinks.
Okay, all right. And then lastly, Gangnam, infamous Gangnam. Dun, 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 Gangnam style. So the vibe is basically the beautiful and rich and fabulous people go to Gangnam. So if you're any of those things, you should go to Gangnam. But it is dollar bills. It is very, very expensive. Entrance fees are usually about 30, and then that comes with a free drink. If you want to book a table, it's like 800,000 won in some clubs for a table and like some drinks there. So if you want to drop that, be my guest. Let me know. So in Gangnam, they're very stringent on what you wear. So like, don't go in a tracksuit. You actually have to like dress nicely. The girls are in bodycon, skin tights, heels. So you have to dress up really nice there. So out of a racism 1 to 10, we're gonna give Gangnam about a 7 because it's like, that's probably where we hear the most stories about people getting turned away from clubs for being foreign. And sometimes they'll give an excuse, you know, like, oh, you're not wearing the right thing, like, you're just not what we're looking for.
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah. You're not what we're looking for.
Yeah, they usually won't be like, because you're foreign. It's usually like, you're not what we're looking for. Yeah. Which is even like, I don't know, that might be like more offensive. Like, what do you mean? I will say, like, though, people go to Gangnam, foreigners go to Gangnam and have a great time, but it's just like, we've heard, there's just more frequent of stories coming from Gangnam regarding that kind of behavior. But again, you know, just go to another club. Yeah. There's so many to choose from. Just go to another one. Famous clubs to note: so there's the infamous Octagon, which is like the biggest EDM club in Korea. It's like so famous. And there's Arena, and Arena actually has 2 levels. So there's the EDM section, which is like the bigger one, and then there's an underground section that's smaller, and that's more hip-hop based. And then there's Monkey Museum, and that's owned by Sunri, and that's more like fancy schmancy. And then there's clubs like Apartment. Now, if you guys are very wary or hesitant about going to clubs in Korea, there's a few options.
There's a website called Trazy. They do like other like organized trips, but they also have trips
to the club, like literally just to like the
nights
club.
out, yeah. So then you can meet people that way. There's also pub crawls, which would obviously start at a pub, not a club, but
they end up at clubs.
Yeah. And then you have like the Clubpass. It's an app, and a lot of times on there they'll have like sort of like coupons that you can show the bouncers, and like you can get like a discount.
Yeah. Just beware the club app, it's all in Korean.
Yeah, and sometimes the specials are only for
Korean people. So you will have to be able to read Korean, and also they're more specifically for like the higher end clubs like Octagon and Arena, for example. There are instances where if you like know someone, it's like you can get on a list, and if you're on the list you just have to go before 12 and it's free. But that is all about making connections, and you have to go to a club to do that first. So start from there. That's it for our club intel. Give me some of that.
Okay, so sticking with the club theme, we have soju, which is
the national drink of Korea. How can you not drink soju?
Or somek, which is soju, like a shot of soju in a glass of beer.
Yeah, they like drop it in kamikaze style.
Yeah. So which would you rather?
Get crunk with it. Soju or somek, let us know in the comments below. In the meantime, do not forget to
like, comment, and subscribe.
And we will see you guys next time. Bye.